Announcer bot is active. Grazie ragazzi from Norway is fourth. Techi Biscuit 90 from Norway in Aqua Minerale is P3 on softs. Moose from Italy is P3 on softs. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Marcin N in Tamburello is P7 on softs. Grazie ragazzi in Puritella is P6 on softs. Marcin N in Puritella is fifth. Tippy Boss in Tosa is second. Best lap is a 3:33.917. Moose is P1. Best lap is a 2:50.371. Techi Biscuit from Norway is P5. Moose is P1. Techie Biscuit 90 in Tamburello is P8 on softs. Tracer is P4 on mediums. Wanderer from Germany in Variante Alta is P7 on softs. "20 minutes remaining in the session. Grazie ragazzi is first. Best lap is a 1:47.302. Techie Biscuit is second. Best lap is a 1:48.177. Grazie ragazzi is first on softs. Force from Sweden is 8th on mediums. Best lap is a 5:51.613. Tracer is P3. Best lap is a 1:48.707. Stephen Handley from United Kingdom is P2 on softs. Best lap is a 1:47.291. V. Armegu from Sweden in Rivazza is 10th on softs. Tracer in Tosa is P5 on mediums. Wanderer is P8. Best lap is a 1:49.441. B. Armagu is 11th. Moose in Puritella is P5. Best lap is a 1:48.455. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Alfie from Italy in Tamburello is 12th on softs. Grazie Ragazzi is 3rd. Wanderer in Rivazza is 10th. Moose is 4th. Best lap is a 1:47.449. Thomas from Scotland is 7th on softs. Best lap is a 1:48.399. Grazie Ragazzi is 4th. Thomas is 7th. B. Armagu in Tamburello is P2. Best lap is a 1:46.826. Ang force is P10. Best lap is a 1:48.517. Tracer is 7th on softs. Best lap is a 1:48.170. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Moose is 4th. Best lap is a 1:47.159. Alfie in Tamburello is P1. Best lap is a 1:46.282. Rob Keane from Wales is 13th on softs. Moose in Tamburello is P5. Rob Keane in Acqua Minerale is 2nd. Best lap is a 1:46.213. Wanderer in Tamburello is P10. Best lap is a 1:47.715. B. Armagu in Tosa is 6th. Wanderer in Variante Alta is 10th. Alfie in Tamburello is first. Best lap is a 1:45.180. Tracer in Piratella is 6th. Best lap is a 1:46.741. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Moose is P8. Rob Keane in Villeneuve is P2. Best lap is a 1:45.531. Alfie in Tosa is first. V. Armagu in Tosa is 8th. Wanderer in Acqua Minerale is P10. Moose is P9. V. Armagu in Tamburello is 8th. Stephen Handley is 5th. Best lap is a 1:45.920. Tippy Boss is 13th. B. Armagu is 8th. The qualification session is at Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari in Imola, Italy. Techi Biscuit 90 from Norway is first. Marcin N is 11th. Alfie from Italy in Acqua Minerale is P2. Marcin N is P11. Techi Biscuit 90 from Norway is first. Techi Biscuit is up 16.86 in Villeneuve. Techi Biscuit is up 17.32 in Piratella. Techi Biscuit is up 17.58 in Variante Alta. Techi Biscuit is up 17.89 in Rivazza. Techi Biscuit improved is first with a 145.646. Alfie is P2. Alfie improved is second with a 146.043. 0.397 off pole. Stephen Handley from United Kingdom is fifth. Stephen Handley improved is P6 with a 151.934. 6.288 off pole. Moose from Italy in Rivazza is P10 up 4.12. Techi Biscuit 90 in Piratella is first up 0.17. Best lap is a 145.646. Wanderer from Germany in Piratella is P4 up 0.35. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Rob Keane is provisional pole with a 145.421. Wanderer is up 0.18 in Variante Alta. Wanderer is up 0.40 in Rivazza. Wanderer improved is sixth with a 147.861. 2.440 off pole. Moose from Italy in Rivazza is P13 up 26.69. Moose improved is P8 with a 147.509. 2.088 off pole. Ang Force from Sweden is P7 up 0.73. Best lap is a 147.257. 1.836 off pole. Ang Force improved is P6 with a 146.457. 1.036 off pole. Rob Keane is provisional pole with a 1:45.072. Alfie is third. Alfie is up 0.79 in Rivazza. Alfie improved is second with a 1:45.252. 0.180 off pole. Wanderer is 10th. Wanderer improved is P8 with a 1:47.206. 2.134 off pole. Marcin N is 13th. Marcin N improved is 12th with a 1:47.841. 2.769 off pole. Stephen Handley in Villeneuve is 5th up 0.21. Ang Force is P7 up 0.13. Ang Force improved is 7th with a 1:46.288. 1.216 off pole. Alfie is P2 up 0.30. Marcin N is P12 up 0.15. Marcin N improved is P12 with a 1:47.640. 2.568 off pole. Ang Force from Sweden in Variante Alta is 7th up 0.13. The qualifying session is now in overtime. Techi Biscuit 90 in Aqua Minerale is third up 0.24. VR Magu from Sweden is 7th on softs. Best lap is a 1:46.278. 1.206 off pole. Moose in Aqua Minerale is 11th up 0.11. The race session is at Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari in Imola, Italy. The wind speed is 7 km/h from the south. Rob Keane is first. Alfie from Italy is P2 on softs. Techi Biscuit 90 from Norway is P3 on softs. Grazie Ragazzi from Norway is P4 on softs. Stephen Handley from United Kingdom is 5th on mediums. Ang Force from Sweden is 6th on mediums. V. Armegu from Sweden is 7th on mediums. Tracer is P8 on mediums. Wanderer from Germany is 9th on mediums. Tippy Boss is P10 on mediums. Moose from Italy is P11 on mediums. Marcin N is 12th on mediums. Thomas from Scotland is 13th on mediums. Rob Keane from Wales is P1 on softs. "30 minutes remaining in the session. Race start." Alfie is P2 on mediums. Techi Biscuit is 3rd. Grazie Ragazzi in Tosa is 5th. Ang Force in Piratella is 6th. V. Armegu is 7th. V. Armegu is now P6. Wanderer is 7th. Tippy Boss in Rivazza is 9th. V. Armegu is P9. Moose in Tamburello is 11th, 0.4 behind Marcin N. Moose is now P9. Marcin N in Villeneuve is P8, 0.3 behind V. Armegu. Techi Biscuit in Piratella is 2nd. Best lap is a 1:54.891. 0.737 off the fastest lap. Grazie Ragazzi in Acqua Minerale on lap 2 is 4th, 0.3 behind Stephen Handley. B Armagu in Variante Alta is P7 on mediums, 0.4 behind Tipi Boss. Grazie Ragazzi from Norway is P4, 0.3 behind Stephen Handley. Grazie Ragazzi is now P3. B Armagu is 6th, 0.3 behind Tipi Boss. Tipi Boss in Tamburello is 6th, 0.2 behind B Armagu. Marcin N is P8, 0.1 behind Alfie. Moose from Italy in Tosa is P9, 0.3 behind Marcin N. Rob Keane from Wales is 2nd, 0.2 behind Techi Biscuit. "25 minutes remaining in the session. B Armagu in Variante Alta is P5 on mediums, 0.3 behind Eng Force. Moose from Italy is P9, 0.3 behind Marcin N. Marcin N was 2.9 faster last lap. Moose is now P10. Wanderer from Germany is 11th, 0.1 behind Moose. Wanderer passed Moose for 10th. Moose in Tamburello is P11, 0.3 behind Wanderer. Techi Biscuit in Puritella is P2, 0.3 behind Rob Keane. Tipi Boss in Puritella is P5, 0.1 behind Eng Force. B Armagu on lap 4 is P6, 0.2 behind Tipi Boss. B Armagu was 1.1 faster last lap. Alfie on lap 4 is P7, 0.4 behind B Armagu. Tracer is P12, 0.2 behind Moose. Alfie from Italy is P7, 0.4 behind Tipi Boss. Tracer is 12th, 0.5 behind Moose. B Armagu in Tosa is P5, 0.3 behind Eng Force. Alfie in Piratella is P6, 0.3 ahead of Tippy Boss. VR Magu in Aqua Minerale is 5th, 0.2 behind Ang Force. Ang Force was 0.8 faster last lap. Alfie from Italy is 6th, 0.3 behind VR Magu. Tracer is P11. Best lap is a 1:48.152. 2.357 off the fastest lap. Tippy Boss is P7, 0.4 behind Alfie. Alfie was 0.9 faster last lap. VR Magu in Tamburello is P5. Best lap is a 1:47.504. 1.709 off the fastest lap. Tippy Boss is P7 on mediums, 0.3 behind Ang Force. "20 minutes remaining in the session. Stephen Handley is P9, 0.2 behind Thomas. Moose in Piratella is 11th, 0.2 behind Tracer. VR Magu in Variante Alta is P5 on mediums, 0.7 ahead of Ang Force. VR Magu lost 6th to Tippy Boss. VR Magu lost 8th to Thomas. Marcin N in Variante Alta is 13th, 0.5 behind Wanderer. Marcin N was 6.3 faster last lap. VR Magu in Tamburello is 9th, 0.6 behind Thomas. Marcin N in Tamburello is P13, 0.5 behind Wanderer. Marcin N was 6.2 faster last lap. Techi Biscuit from Norway is P2, 0.8 behind Rob Keane. Marcin N in Aqua Minerale is 12th, 0.5 behind Wanderer. Tippy Boss is P6. Best lap is a 1:47.396. 1.601 off the fastest lap. Ang Force is P6. Techi Biscuit is P2, 3.0 behind Rob Keane. Ang Force in Puritella is P6, 0.3 behind Tippy Boss. Moose exiting pits on mediums. Thomas exiting pits on mediums. BR Magu is 8th, 1.0 behind Stephen Handley. Techi Biscuit is P3, 4.3 ahead of Alfie. Stephen Handley is P7, 0.9 ahead of BR Magu. Stephen Handley is now 6th. Tracer on lap 8 is P9, 3.9 ahead of Wanderer. Tracer was 1.0 faster last lap. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Tracer is now 10th. Techi Biscuit 90 exiting pits on softs. BR Magu is 7th. Marcin N in Tamburello is 9th, 0.4 behind Techi Biscuit. Wanderer exiting pits on mediums. Tracer exiting pits on mediums. Wanderer is P11, 0.2 behind Moose. Moose was 12.9 faster last lap. Marcin N in Puritella is P9, 0.3 behind Techi Biscuit 90. Marcin N was 35.6 faster last lap. Grazie Ragazzi from Norway is P2. Stephen Handley on lap 9 is 5th, 2.4 behind Ang Force. Stephen Handley was 1.7 faster last lap. Moose in Aqua Minerale is 10th, 2.2 ahead of Wanderer. Grazie Ragazzi exiting pits on softs. Marcin N is 9th, 3.4 behind Techi Biscuit. Wanderer is P12, 2.6 behind Tracer. Stephen Handley exiting pits on mediums. BR Magu exiting pits on softs. Marcin N on lap 9 is 9th. Marcin N exiting pits on mediums. Marcin N lost P9 to Moose. Tracer on lap 10 is 11th, 0.4 behind Marcin N. Tracer passed Marcin N for P10. Rob Keane is P1. Thomas is P13. Alfie is P2, 1.6 ahead of Tippy Boss. Alfie was 1.3 faster last lap. BR Magu is 8th. Rob Keane exiting pits on softs. Wanderer is P12, 0.4 behind Marcin N. Alfie exiting pits on softs. Ang Force in Villeneuve is P2, 0.3 behind Tippy Boss. Ang Force was 0.8 faster last lap. Alfie is 6th, 0.4 behind Techi Biscuit. Ang Force in Aqua Minerale is 2nd, 0.2 behind Tippy Boss. Tracer in Villeneuve is P10, 3.6 behind Moose. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Tippy Boss is P1 on mediums. Wanderer is P12, 4.0 behind Marcin N. Tippy Boss is P4 on mediums battling Techi Biscuit. Tippy Boss exiting pits on mediums. Ang Force is 6th. Ang Force exiting pits on mediums. Stephen Handley is P7, 0.5 behind Ang Force. Ang Force in Puritella is P6 battling Stephen Handley. Stephen Handley was 10.5 faster last lap. Ang Force lost 6th to Stephen Handley. Alfie in Rivazza is 4th, 1.5 behind Techi Biscuit. Ang Force is 7th, 0.9 behind Stephen Handley. Alfie in Puritella is P4, 1.4 behind Techi Biscuit 90. Stephen Handley in Acqua Minerale is 6th, 1.4 behind Tippy Boss. Alfie is P4 on softs, 1.4 behind Techi Biscuit 90. Grazie Ragazzi is 2nd on softs, 0.7 ahead of Techi Biscuit 90. Grazie Ragazzi lost 3rd to Alfie. Stephen Handley on lap 14 is 6th, 0.9 behind Tippy Boss. Five minutes remaining in the session. Alfie is 3rd, 1.1 behind Techi Biscuit 90. Tippy Boss in Variante Alta is 6th, 0.3 behind Stephen Handley. Alfie from Italy in Tamburello is 3rd, 1.1 behind Techi Biscuit. Tippy Boss in Villeneuve is 6th. Best lap is a 1:47.158. 1.577 off the fastest lap. Force is 7th, 1.0 behind Tippy Boss. Alfie on lap 15 is 3rd, 1.4 behind Techi Biscuit. Force is P7, 0.5 behind Tippy Boss. Techi Biscuit in Piratella is P2, 0.9 ahead of Alfie. Techi Biscuit 90 lost P2 to Alfie. Ang Force in Aqua Minerale is 7th, 0.5 behind Tippy Boss. Tracer in Aqua Minerale is P10, 0.5 behind Moose. Tracer was 0.6 faster last lap. Ang Force is 7th, 0.5 behind Tippy Boss. Tracer is 10th. Wanderer is 13th, 1.0 behind Thomas. Tracer in Aqua Minerale is P10, 0.8 behind Moose. Wanderer from Germany is 13th, 0.6 behind Thomas. Grazie Ragazzi is 5th, 1.7 ahead of Ang Force. Grazie Ragazzi lost P6 to Tippy Boss. Tracer is P10, 0.2 behind Moose. The leader has just finished the race. Rob Keane finished P1. Alfie finished P2. Techi Biscuit finished P3. Stephen Handley finished 4th. Ang Force finished 5th. Tippy Boss finished P6. B. Armagu finished 7th. Grazie Ragazzi finished 8th. Moose finished 9th. Tracer finished P10. Marcin and finished P11. Wanderer is P12. Wanderer finished P12. Thomas finished P13. The race session is at Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari in Imola, Italy. The wind speed is 4 km/h from the south. Thomas is P1. Wanderer from Germany is P2 on mediums. Marcin N is P3 on softs. Tracer is P4 on mediums. Moose from Italy is P5 on mediums. Grazie Ragazzi from Norway is 6th on softs. VR Megu from Sweden is P7 on mediums. Tippy Boss is P8 on mediums. Ang Force from Sweden is P9 on mediums. Stephen Handley from United Kingdom is P10 on mediums. Techi Biscuit 90 from Norway is P11 on softs. Alfie from Italy is P12 on mediums. Rob Keane from Wales is 13th on softs. Thomas from Scotland is P1 on mediums. "30 minutes remaining in the session. Race start." Rob Keane is P7. Techi Biscuit 90 is P3. Tippy Boss entering the pits is P13. Stephen Handley is P5. Alfie entering the pits is P6. Rob Keane entering the pits is 9th. Alfie is P5. Thomas in Piratella is 1st. The race session is at Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari in Imola, Italy. Thomas from Scotland is 1st on mediums. Wanderer from Germany is 2nd on mediums. Marcin N is P3 on softs. Tracer is 4th on mediums. Moose from Italy is 5th on mediums. Grazie Ragazzi from Norway is P6 on softs. VR Megu from Sweden is 7th on mediums. Tippy Boss is P8 on mediums. Ang Force from Sweden is P9 on mediums. Stephen Handley from United Kingdom is P10 on mediums. Techi Biscuit 90 from Norway is 11th on softs. Alfie from Italy is 12th on mediums. Rob Keane from Wales is 13th on softs. Thomas is first. Minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Wanderer is second. Thomas is P2. Moose in Tosa is 6th. Tippy Boss entering the pits is 13th. Rob Keane entering the pits is P12. V. Armagu in Piratella is P4. V. Armagu lost 4th to Moose. The race session is at Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari in Imola, Italy. The wind speed is 3 km/h from the south. Thomas is first. Wanderer from Germany is P2 on mediums. Marcin N is third on softs. Tracer is fourth on mediums. Moose from Italy is P5 on mediums. Grazie Ragazzi from Norway is P6 on softs. V. Armagu from Sweden is P7 on mediums. Tippy Boss is 8th on mediums. Ang Force from Sweden is 9th on mediums. Stephen Handley from United Kingdom is 10th on mediums. Techi Biscuit 90 from Norway is P11 on softs. Alfie from Italy is 12th on mediums. Rob Keane from Wales is 13th on softs. Thomas from Scotland is P1 on mediums. Minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Wanderer is second. Thomas is P2. V. Armagu in Tosa is P4. V. Armagu is now P3. Tipi Boss in Puritella is P5. Tipi Boss lost 5th to Alfie. Tipi Boss is now P9. V. Armagu in Variante Alta is 3rd. Rob Keane is 7th. V. Armagu is P3, 0.6 behind Thomas. Angforce in Tamburello on lap 2 is P7, 0.2 behind Rob Keane. Rob Keane from Wales is 7th battling Angforce. Tipi Boss is P8, 0.2 behind Rob Keane. V. Armagu is P3, 0.2 behind Thomas. Grazie Ragazzi is 4th battling Alfie. Grazie Ragazzi lost 4th to Alfie. Angforce in Rivazza is P7, 0.2 behind Tipi Boss. Alfie from Italy is P4, 0.1 behind V. Armagu. Grazie Ragazzi is 5th on softs, 0.4 behind Alfie. Angforce in Villeneuve is P7, 0.2 ahead of Tracer. Tracer is P8, 0.1 behind Angforce. Tracer passed Angforce for P7. Stephen Handley is 9th, 0.2 behind Tracer. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Grazie Ragazzi is P5, 0.4 behind Thomas. Stephen Handley on lap 3 is P9, 0.2 behind Angforce. V. Armagu is P3, 0.1 behind Alfie. Thomas in Tamburello on lap 4 is P5, 0.3 behind Grazie Ragazzi. Tecce Biscuit is P11 on softs, 0.4 behind Rob Keane. Rob Keane in Tosa is P10, 0.2 behind Ang Force. Tecce Biscuit in Piratella is 11th, 0.4 behind Rob Keane. Ang Force from Sweden is P10, 0.6 behind Rob Keane. VR Magu in Tamburello is 3rd, 0.5 behind Alfie. Rob Keane in Tamburello on lap 5 is P9, 0.4 behind Tracer. Rob Keane passed Tracer for P8. Ang Force is 10th. Best lap is a 1:49.220. 3.392 off the fastest lap. Tracer is P10. Best lap is a 1:46.765. 0.937 off the fastest lap. Alfie in Variante Alta on lap 5 is P2, 0.3 behind Wanderer. Wanderer from Germany in Rivazza is P2. Rob Keane from Wales in Rivazza is 8th, 0.5 behind Stephen Handley. Alfie in Tamburello is P2 on mediums, 0.2 behind Wanderer. Wanderer in Villeneuve is 2nd on mediums battling Alfie. Grazie Ragazzi in Villeneuve is 7th, 0.1 ahead of Tippy Boss. Grazie Ragazzi is now P9. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Grazie Ragazzi lost P9 to Tecce Biscuit. VR Magu in Acqua Minerale is 3rd, 0.3 behind Wanderer. Rob Keane is P6. Best lap is a 1:45.828. Tracer in Variante Alta is 8th, 0.5 behind Ang Force. BR Magu is third. Wanderer in Tamburello is third. Best lap is a 1:47.740. 1.912 off the fastest lap. Rob Keane is P6, 0.2 behind Stephen Handley. Tracer in Villeneuve is 8th, 0.3 behind Angforce. Rob Keane in Piratella is 6th. Grazie Ragazzi exiting pits on softs. Stephen Handley in Acqua Minerale is P6 battling Rob Keane. Tracer in Variante Alta is 8th, 0.5 behind Angforce. Stephen Handley is P6 on mediums, 0.7 behind Rob Keane. Tracer is P9. Tracer exiting pits on mediums. Tippy Boss exiting pits on mediums. Stephen Handley in Acqua Minerale is P6, 0.8 behind Rob Keane. Marcin N exiting pits on mediums. Grazie Ragazzi is 11th, 0.5 behind Tippy Boss. Techi Biscuit is P8, 0.2 behind Angforce. Stephen Handley on lap 8 is P6, 4.5 ahead of Angforce. BR Magu from Sweden in Tamburello is 2nd, 1.8 ahead of Wanderer. Tippy Boss entering the pits is P9. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Angforce in Tamburello is 7th, 0.1 behind Techi Biscuit. Angforce passed Techi Biscuit for P6. Stephen Handley exiting pits on mediums. Techi Biscuit 90 in Villeneuve is P7, 0.2 behind Angforce. Alfie is first. Rob Keane from Wales is P5. Rob Keane lost P6 to Techi Biscuit 90. Wanderer is P3, 0.8 ahead of Thomas. Techi Biscuit is 6th. Marcin N in Aqua Minerale is P11 on mediums. Wanderer exiting pits on mediums. Techi Biscuit is P6. Best lap is a 1:46.458. 0.630 off the fastest lap. Techi Biscuit exiting pits on softs. Techi Biscuit is now 6th. Rob Keane is P9. Rob Keane exiting pits on softs. Rob Keane lost P9 to Grazie Ragazzi. Wanderer in Piratella on lap 10 is P5. Thomas is P3, 4.9 behind VR Magu. Marcin N is 11th on mediums. Thomas on lap 10 is 4th. Thomas exiting pits on mediums. Wanderer in Tamburello is P5, 0.5 behind Thomas. Wanderer was 11.3 faster last lap. Thomas in Tosa is P5 battling Wanderer. Wanderer was 11.3 faster last lap. Alfie is first. Techi Biscuit 90 in Aqua Minerale is 7th. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Ang Force is P3. Alfie exiting pits on softs. Wanderer is P4, 0.4 ahead of Thomas. VR Magu exiting pits on softs. Thomas on lap 12 is 4th, 0.3 behind Wanderer. Ang Force exiting pits on mediums. Stephen Handley is 5th, 0.2 behind Thomas. Stephen Handley passed Thomas for P4. Thomas from Scotland in Tosa is P5, 0.4 behind Stephen Handley. Tracer is 8th, 0.3 behind Engforce. Stephen Handley in Aqua Minerale is 4th, 0.3 behind Wanderer. Tracer is 8th, 0.1 behind Engforce. Stephen Handley in Rivazza is 4th, 0.4 behind Wanderer. Rob Keane in Rivazza is P8, 0.5 behind Grazie Ragazzi. Rob Keane was 1.7 faster last lap. Stephen Handley is P5, 0.1 behind Thomas. Thomas in Tosa on lap 13 is P5, 0.1 behind Stephen Handley. Stephen Handley was 1.7 faster last lap. Rob Keane in Tosa is P8, 0.3 behind Grazie Ragazzi. Thomas is P5, 0.5 behind Stephen Handley. Techi Biscuit is 6th, 0.5 behind Thomas. Thomas is 5th, 0.5 behind Stephen Handley. Techi Biscuit is P6, 0.2 behind Thomas. Five minutes remaining in the session. Thomas in Piratella on lap 14 is P5, 0.2 ahead of Techi Biscuit. Techi Biscuit is 6th on softs, 0.3 behind Thomas. Stephen Handley is P4, 1.0 behind Wanderer. Wanderer was 1.5 faster last lap. Techi Biscuit is 6th, 0.2 behind Thomas. Thomas in Villeneuve is P5, 0.2 ahead of Techi Biscuit. Thomas lost 5th to Techi Biscuit. Stephen Handley in Piratella is P4, 0.5 behind Wanderer. Tracer in Piratella is 10th. Stephen Handley in Rivazza is P4, 0.2 behind Wanderer. Wanderer is 4th on mediums. Rob Keane is P7. Wanderer in Piratella is P4, 0.5 behind Stephen Handley. Rob Keane in Aqua Minerale is P8, 0.7 behind Ang Force. Grazie Ragazzi in Aqua Minerale is P9, 1.7 ahead of Tracer. Grazie Ragazzi lost P9 to Tracer. Wanderer is P4, 0.2 behind Stephen Handley. Wanderer passed Stephen Handley for 3rd. Stephen Handley in Tamburello on lap 17 is 4th, 0.1 behind Wanderer. Rob Keane in Tamburello is 8th on softs, 0.5 behind Ang Force. Marcin N is 11th, 0.3 behind Grazie Ragazzi. Wanderer in Aqua Minerale is 4th, 0.4 behind Stephen Handley. Rob Keane in Aqua Minerale is P8, 0.3 behind Ang Force. Thomas is P6. Thomas lost 7th to Rob Keane. Wanderer from Germany is 4th, 0.4 behind Stephen Handley. Thomas is P8, 0.5 behind Angforce. Rob Keane in Tamburello on lap 18 is P8, 0.4 behind Thomas. Wanderer on lap 18 is P5. The leader has just finished the race. Alfie finished first. Grazie Ragazzi finished P11. BR Magu finished second. Stephen Handley finished P3. Techi Biscuit 90 finished P4. Wanderer finished 5th. Angforce finished 6th. Thomas finished 7th. Rob Keane finished 8th. Tracer finished 9th. Marcin and finished 10th.